All right, Nathaniel's Nutmeg, global competition. So, in the 1500s and 1600s, there was a very high increase in European and global competition. And European global competition. So, European search for spices and nutmeg led to a series of voyages by England, Holland, and Portugal, which led to a bloody competition among these nations, which in turn led to winners and losers. It led to men willing to die to find the spices and nutmeg that they were after, and it also, in turn, led to men willing to kill to find these spices. Dutch presence in the Banda Islands. So, the Dutch believed that they were in control of the Banda Islands, and they had a vast army to support their claim. The Dutch not only wanted the spices and nutmeg on the Banda Islands, but they also wanted to have control over, or have the islands under Dutch control. The natives could not stand the Dutch because of how they treated them, and Holland and England didn't really get along at all. English presence in the Banda Islands. So, Bantam became the most important port in the East Indies for the English. That's where a lot of trade started, and the English treated the natives much better than the Dutch did. They actually treated them fair, and in turn, the natives of the island I helped the English defend against the Dutch. English support of natives in I. The Dutch decided to invade the island of I after an increase in English presence there, and they just kind of got tired of it. So 500 strong English and natives prepared themselves to defend against the upcoming invasion by the Dutch. The Dutch had 12 ships and had about 1,000 men that were invading I. And after fighting, the Dutch faced severe resistance from the English and the natives, a lot more than what they were used to. And after fighting all day, the island seemed to have been conquered, except for one fort was still in native control. And the Dutch kind of just blew it off and decided to take it over in the morning because it was getting dark. And the natives threw a counterattack that night while the Dutch were sleeping, and it pretty much wiped out the rest of the Dutch that were there. Native requests for English support. So natives knew that I was still not safe from the Dutch, so they requested English aid. Natives asked Sofony Kozak to sail one of their chieftains to deliver a letter to Bantam requesting aid from John Jordan. It read, "We have all heard, even from far countries, of the great love and peace that the King of England has with all the world, and hath done no hurt to any of our religion, or doth seek to overthrow our law, and doth not by force attempt to overcome any man's kingdom, but only peace and friendship doth seek trade without violence." English response. Jordan was thrilled to hear of their request, as he wanted to expand and put a factory in I. So he assembled a squadron of 3 ships, the Thomas, the Concord, and the Speedwell. He didn't hesitate in sending his aid to the natives of I. European gain. So European countries were in search of finding spices and nutmeg for trade. They were not so much concerned with how they treated the natives of the island, but the English did respect the natives. As you can see, the Dutch were very aggressive and unfair with natives, which left them with less success and easier gain of spices. For the most part, English was fair with the natives, which allowed for easier trade and development of factories on the islands. And so all of these countries were in it for the spices and nutmeg that the Banda Islands acquired, which is what led to the competition of fighting